Good morning and goodbye Gas Street Basin. What a lovely little mooring that turned out to be, with various different shifts of homeless people throughout the day. I think they must have a rota or something, but they're all polite and everything, so there wasn't a problem. But yes, what a lovely, pleasant little place. But she loves it there, doesn't she? Right, today we have 9 miles and 27 locks. Cool. Gonna need a beer at the end of today, but for now, Birmingham, beautiful. I love it. 40 years it was since I had a I'm sure what you'd call it, a liaison, and I still can't remember her name, but definitely be coming back. We're bringing Chris back. We're gonna kidnap Chris, bring him back, and we're gonna do some of these here breweries. So we are. Oh, look at that, perfect turning right at the roundabout thing. Goodbye Worcester and Birmingham Canal, and most of today is going to be the Birmingham and Paisley Canal. This is the first of the, I think, 27 locks, but quite a few of them are together, so it's not too bad. I wouldn't say that to someone with a speech impediment, do you? First lock of the first lot of 13, and look, we have the startings of some rainings. We've been really lucky so far. All the times when it said it's going to rain, it hasn't, so I don't mind a little bit of rain today. Lock number 2. Oh, you know what I was saying about canal side developments and being a little bit more sympathetic to the canal? Well, that is one in point. I think that shows a particular degree of empathy, run forward a little bit, with the canal side environment. Just my personal opinion. So yes, that gets a thumbs up for at least trying to look a little bit in sympathy with canal. So well done, good start. Not quite as good, but passable, I suppose. Those don't look very new. I think they're probably, difficult to tell though, isn't it? 1980s maybe they went up. We'll see what that is when we get down there. But oh my god, what the fuck are they building here? Oh, I daren't look. Just to illustrate how narrow locks are. And this is why you shouldn't have those little fenders that are attached to the side hanging down. You should always lift them up and put them on the gunnels. Those are the gunnels there. Lest you run the risk of them getting caught. Not so much an issue going down because they'd be pulled up, but if you were going up, they get caught between the edge, and as your boat comes up, it tears them off, which is what's happened to these. These are the ones that we found in the weed hatch, and this is where it's been pulled off the side. Let's make sure we don't go back too far. So this would have been attached to the boat, and as the boat's come up, that's got caught against the edge, off into the lock, and then wrapped around our bloody propeller. Dickheads. By lock 3, not offensive, not overly inspiring either. Oh, be worried. Oh, well, there's something nice there. That's not too bad. I don't know about these. I think these are probably some sort of 1980s. I suppose someone thought they were trying there, but failed. But fucking hell, just a glimpse of what's underneath here. Oh, I don't know. What's it going to be like? I could guess. But then that, I just, why go for something like that? And then to top it all off, fucking horrible shit. And I know what they've done, I can see what they've done. Yeah, they thought, we'll give people these little isolated sort of private balcony pod things, and at least they've had a go. Yeah, they put a barrel in there, I suppose, but God, what an abysmal failure. But that's shit. That's shit. And it's starting to rain again, and that's shit. Well, it's raining again, and I just thought I'd do a very quick look at some of these really shitty canal side buildings, and I'm standing next to another one which so many missed opportunities and square things, but I don't know where that goes. But that's going to be one of those extra points things on the Birmingham Canal navigation if you manage to get the back end of your boat in there or something. Not sure you get it turned around. Right, getting back on a rainy boat now. God, dear. Okay, there's Marley's, has some sense, gone inside. Well, the rain's sort of left off a little bit while we're next to these fucking awful buildings. But to make it worse, boys and girls, guess what? CRT volunteer. A lock in a little tunnel. How lovely. And rather reassuringly, he wasn't a volunteer. He actually knew what he was talking about, which is a breath of fresh fucking air, believe me. And he's radioed through on his mobile phone to let the volunteers on the next flight know we're coming. He said there's 3 volunteers on the flight. I thought, oh joy, joy of joys. Although, if they set the locks for us, that's alright. I don't mind, that'd be good. Which is sort of what my expectation of volunteers should be, rather than telling us how to boat, which is what a lot of them do, or asking us why the engine's running, or so goodbye shitty buildings on this bit. See, they could have done something nice at least with that. Let's see what else we find further down here, out of our little underground tunnel lock. And just to say, full marks to whoever's managed to tag all that like that. Fucking hell. I can only assume they know a boater. But look at these little underground. What is this? How cool is this? I don't know what these are. I suppose we could just call it a flooded underground car park, but yeah. Anyway, it's a shitty building above it anyhow, so who knows. Very, very strange. Look, it feels like it should be something instead of nothing. But of course it'll be supporting a really abysmal looking building with no care for the canal. I'm at it again. That's nice, we've got a police escort. And look, a nod to some history. But unfortunately, that's the building. All in. Next to an equally fucking horrible. Why? That's that thing with a T on it. But why? Why build something so ugly and fucking horrible? Please, people of Birmingham, don't let your town planners fuck you over. Christ. So it looks like that's getting ready to be knocked down, the way it's boarded up. That's very much, that's going to be something to do with what used to be Midland Bank, no doubt, HSBC, and this is all just fucking horrible. Oh, depressing, because we're obviously not in the very desirable part of Birmingham now. Such a shame. Put some money into this area and see what you could achieve. Well, small concession I suppose with the little almost Juliet balconies, but otherwise fairly soulless. Just horrible. Oh look, building some more horrible shit as well. Oh well, I've just completely buggered up that last bit of recording. There is there's some cables going from the top of this bloody horrendous, whatever this is, communications tower, BT communications tower, and those cables were running down there, and there was some kind of bucket or attachment to it, and I thought I'd filmed it, but I haven't. Let's see if I'm gonna have to seriously clean one of the lenses on one of these cameras. No, nothing else has gone out. That's Livery Street Bridge, and fuck knows what this is. This colossal thing here. No idea. Some interesting graph, but oh, definitely not the attractive part of Birmingham, is it? See, someone designed that and they thought that'd be nice to live in there. Yeah. It's a rail bridge. That bloody rain. Oh, fuck me, look at this. No, it's not focusing. It's not. That's better. I don't know. I mean, I suppose it's not quite as shitty and bland as everything else, and it provides a nice backdrop for some graffiti. I've cleaned the lenses on the camera a bit more to try and get the full picture there, which actually, as far as buildings go, it ain't that bad, is it? Look at that for a nice little bit of graffiti there. Welcome to Birmingham. I think, look at that, what a lovely bit of artwork. I think that's the Academy of Music in Birmingham, that strange thing back there. A building that sort of kind of like grows on you. I can't see, what does that say up there? Oh, I can't get it, hang on. No, the Snow Hill. I don't know what that is then. But yeah, interesting all the same. Oh, look at the lovely architecture that we're about to experience now. Give me something to moan about, why don't you? That'll do nicely. Building slums in the sky. Yeah, alright, look, we need housing. We need homes as well as housing. But I don't think these are the sort of things which will end up being financially accessible. These will be for your middle income young professionals, I'd have imagined. Someone prove me wrong. Oh, it's horrible. It's so horrible. Oh. I don't know what to do when I see people like that. I always want to just go and check that the art's still beating. The thing, mostly these days, that will be Spice, which is, and I wouldn't be filming this if I could see his face or identify him, but these days Spice is a term used, a generic term used for artificial cannabinoids. We started on Facebook, where I'm sure everybody on Facebook will disagree with that. They say they're not cannabinoids, but they are. This is the thing about spice. But there isn't a spice. It is a generic term for a whole range of different drugs which purport to be synthetic cannabinoids. Now, in years gone by, someone slumped down like that would generally be someone who was using heroin, street heroin, not knowing the strength of it, kind of gouging out. And that's where you'd be more concerned about whether or not they've overdosed. And with these range of synthetic cannabinoids or spice, they do tend to knock people out, as that poor guy back there. And it worries me that we're going from, here's the thing, he wouldn't be like that if he'd been smoking weed. There isn't really a weed that strong that would just knock someone out, incapacitate someone, turn them into like a zombie. And it'd be much better in many senses smoking good quality weed. but the whole spice thing worries me, purely because the profit incentives there are so massive compared to having to grow and process cannabis. You can knock up some synthetic spice pretty easily, even in a home laboratory. So the profit is huge, and the dangers are commensurate with that. Talk about harm reduction. Yeah. Anyway, that's my little thought process on the poor fuckers who are spending their life knocking themselves out on a cheap synthetic shit. Hello, darling. Oh, why did you build this? Christ. Marley, shut up. More old bits, I suppose, of the canal here. I don't know where it is. It's sort of like Newtown. Oi, oi! And what would have been, I'm guessing, at some point these would have been arms and wharves and things, and for loading and unloading. Sure, what that would have been. That's definitely would have been an entrance there. You can see here these with the rubbing strips to get into there and go anywhere now. What a fucking awful building. Christ. So yeah. So this is, I think this is Newtown. Birmingham Centre is over there. So obviously all these horrible buildings will soon be inhabited by young professionals, no doubt. We have the sun trying to come out. There's another little arm or wharf that will never be again. And again, you can tell from these bits here, this would be where the rubbing strips would have gone round. This is the boat that we've been leapfrogging backwards and forwards from Lapworth, Sophie. One that just popped into the lock as I was coming up to it 5 minutes earlier, and we'd have been ahead of them. Again, what would have been another little arm, which I'm gonna hazard a guess will never be an arm again. Because they built something over it. Have a look on the map in a minute, see where that's going. It's the next lot of locks coming down, and more fucking ugly buildings going up. Oh Marley, what's the matter, mate? Right, that branch that goes down there is the Digbeth branch. And it is massive. It goes for miles. You wouldn't guess it. And off one of those little bits of that particular arm, and this is why people say quite rightly that there's more canals in Birmingham than there is in Venice, but just off one of those bits of arm is Dig Brewery, which I wanted to go and get to. You can get to it from the city centre, because like we've come really pretty much sort of like this, I think, almost in a bigger circle. But Dig Brewery is another one of those in Birmingham, which is at the forefront, along with Attic and the Glass House, in developing kind of like the craft beer scene. and it's a shame we didn't really get a chance to go down and meet them. But maybe, who knows, maybe when we come down mob-handed in a minibus, we could perhaps ask them whether they'd mind entertaining us for a couple of hours. And it stopped raining, by the way, and there is some sun trying to break through, so not at all bad. Well, we are definitely now back into a more industrial environment. It looks like at some point there will have been something under there, a loading wharf, and another arm perhaps coming off here. Now sadly no longer. Now there's a nod to times gone by. Oh, this is a new development. That will have been an arm, and they've retained the lock. Won't be doing anything, will it? But at least they've retained it. But that arm will never open again. Be interesting historically to look back and see where that will have gone, what that will have been. If I knew where we were, obviously. Well, 4 locks to go today. It's a very blue house. Whew. That's a first. I nearly passed out in that lock. It was taking almost forever to empty. I don't know why Charlotte didn't open the paddle on the other side, but it's going down so slow, and I think the exhaust fumes just took over. I had to turn the engine off. I still feel a little bit woozy, a little bit sick actually. Yeah, something to watch out for in the future. Don't feel very good at all. Ooh. An aqueduct over a river under a motorway. I'm not sure what any of these are. There's a motorway, definitely a motorway. There's some sort of river down there. Whew, do you know, I don't feel right well. Right, so that's the M6. There's some fucking river down there. And at this junction, I'm going round to the right. Wow. So all of a sudden, lots of junctions collide. Let's see if I can get round here without causing too much trouble. The fuck is that over there then? I'll get I suppose that's navigable, but it'll be some. I ought to know what. Hang on a minute. This isn't snow, because we did on one of them, on one of our little trips. We came out under Spaghetti Junction, but this isn't it. It's something though. I've no idea what. Oh God. See, if I'm bad enough usually, Christ, I'm even worse now. I feel really strange, feel really lightheaded and a little bit nauseous if I'm honest. I don't know where that goes. So yes, so that's the junction of wherever it is. Yeah. All right. So I've no idea what that is or where that goes. I'm gonna have to have a look on a map. Right, so that goes along here is the Grand Union. Oh fucking hell, Martin, come on. And I'm almost in Doolally land. So this is the Birmingham and Fazeley Canal. So it's come out at Fradley. Was that Fradley Junction? Fazeley Junction? One of those, I'm sure, anyway. Oh God. And this, did I say what this was? I think this is the M6 that we're going along. So Fradley, Fazeley Junction. One of those junctions we've done before. And it comes out under the Spaghetti Junction, as it's known. But probably not this one. I've had to get myself a soft drink, look. Just to, wow. And I think I got the makings of a right banging headache. It's not good. Right, I ain't got a clue what that junction was called. But I know going down that way is the Grand Union anyway. I think this goes up to Fazeley Junction. Then I think we do the Coventry Canal to Fradley Junction, and then we're on to the Trent Mersey again. I think. Not actually too sure. If not, I'll just edit all this shit out. Whew, if I'm still alive. Because I suppose now I'm getting all of the traffic fumes from the motorway as well. Someone give me a fucking gas mask. Or a respirator. Or just some pure oxygen would be quite nice. Whew, right, onward, boys and girls. Now this is strange, really, really strange, because I am almost certain we've been through here before, but I'm not certain how we could have been. Oh no, that's an absolute mystery. But I've got, you know, when have you ever had that where you're somewhere and you know you've been there before? I'm having that feeling now. I don't know whether it's just because a part of my brain died from carbon monoxide poisoning, or I have actually been in this particular bit. But we've done, I don't know if we might not even have done this canal. I thought we had done this canal. We might not have done this canal. I have no idea, boys and girls. Sorry, I've just wasted another minute or so of your life that you won't get back. I'm sorry. Well, the Wood Lane Bridge on the Birmingham and Fazeley Canal, and it is by far the most manky canal that we've done on this trip. It's absolutely just all that duckweed. Not quite as bad as 2019 on the Staniforth and Kidby, but it is fucking shit all the same. It's just horrible. Horrible, unsightly, yuck. That was the first boat that we've actually come across moving on the Birmingham and Fazeley Canal, and it was a hire boat, and it was skippered by what looked like a 13-year-old who did a perfect job of passing. Absolutely perfect job. Just goes to show you, doesn't it? You see, with a little bit of tuition, a little bit of common sense. So there you have it. Probably not the best example of a well-maintained canal side property, but I suppose at least it's still there. And this is not a good example of a well-maintained canal from Canal and River Trust, as it's massively fucking overgrown. Wow, look at this. It's only 5:30 and it's almost like dark. And I'm not taking any more chances. If these locks are really slow to empty, I've turned the engine off. I mean, that was an hour and a bit ago, maybe a little bit longer, and I still feel really shit. I think that's it's worried me. It scared me a little bit. It's in that last lock, because it was about this level here, and it was really slow. And so I sat down there where Marley is at the moment, just to wait, and then I actually felt myself sort of go. I felt myself sort of don't lose it. Just I wasn't there. I wasn't in the room for a minute, and fortunately had the foresight to turn the engine off. But that was it's quite frightening. I know in France they always insist boats turn the engine off in locks, but in all the years that we've been boating, I think that's the first time I've ever nearly been overcome by the exhaust fumes in a lock. Crumbs. Anyway, you don't want to hear all about that, do you? You want to hear about you alright, darling? Marley? You alright, love? Yeah? Bit tired out. We've not got far to go now. I don't know how many locks we've done. Don't know how many miles we've done. I know where we started off this morning at Gas Street Basin. I've got absolutely no idea where we will be ending. What's up, mate? What I'm going to start doing though, boys and girls, in the description underneath, I'm going to put the What 3 Words link to, and I'll go back and I'll edit the old ones. Keep clear of the sill. I'll put a link to where we've ended up mooring, just so you can follow the journey. I'll go back. I will edit the old ones. You can follow the journey, see where we has been. So for now, start the engine. And we shall go onward. I don't know how many locks there are. Could always ask Charlotte to measure it. I might put it in the description underneath, or I might write it across the bottom of the screen here. We set off at 10, it's now 5:30. So 7.5 hours. It feels like a lot longer, but I think that's because I nearly killed myself in the lock. Oh, wow. It's all about new experiences, boys and girls. It's all about new experiences. Well, you wouldn't know it, but we had to very quickly abandon the journey here when a thunderstorm suddenly occurred and about a year's worth of rain poured down, and the top of the boat was as wet as the bottom. So I'd just stolen a few bulrushes, pulled over, tied up, came in, and that's it for tonight. I'll put in the description, no, not in the description, I'll put under here somewhere where we are. But we haven't made bad progress today. We've done a bloody lot of locks, and interestingly we're only about 8 miles from Sturchley, so could nip back to Attic if we wanted to, but not going to. We are under a flight path and next to two busy roads, so I rather feel tonight will be earplugs night. Fuck's sake. Yeah, could have been worse. Could have still been chucking it down with rain. Till next time, boys and girls, whatever you're doing, do it safely and fuck off. Mr. 747 to Atlanta. How does that work? Why are we stuck here when we could be in the Caribbean or something? Anyway, that's it for day whatever it is, 32. Crumbs already. See you tomorrow.